Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first annual NOSSCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Tonight, this is not a normal voice you hear on the NOSSCAR YouTube page. You are hearing the voice of Jade Burr, driver and owner of Fatal Motorsports and the defending 2019 NOSSCAR Brighton Truck Series champion. And also joining me to host this prestigious event is Anthony Trippi.
Hello.
So tonight we have a big we have a big ceremony tonight. We are inducting 3 of the greatest drivers to ever grace NOSSCAR. Myself, I've been here for going on 2 years now, and I've seen NOSSCAR grown into something more than just some guys racing on a track week in and week out. It has become a family and a brotherhood and a sisterhood, so there are a few female drivers amongst our ranks. But, first person, well, Stranded, or Anthony Trippi, do you have anything to say?
You know, this is, like Jay was saying, this is more than a brotherhood, this is a family. A lot of things still to come in this whole thing. It's not just a bunch of guys on a video game going like yippee-ki-yay, we're winning races. It's people who can hang out in posts and hang out at tracks together, which is happening this year.
Our first inductee tonight is John Alex. I'm gonna mess his name up. Alex. Yes.
Alex
Thank you, Ty. Now here to induct him is Tyler McBurner.
Thank you. I've thought about this day for quite some time, actually, and there was a lot of names that came to mind for a ceremony like this, and this is certainly one of them. So it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be the one who inducts John Alexopoulos into the NOSSCAR Hall of Fame. Through all of the wonderful memories we have created here in NOSSCAR, there are moments that stand out, and they'll be remembered forever by the 2019 Daytona 500, Jordan Green's 2018 Elite Series Championship, Cad's first win, my battles with Ken on the short tracks, and many more. However, this moment right here means more to me than everything else combined, because this is the day we recognize and remember the individuals that helped shape what NOSSCAR is today. And perhaps nobody was a bigger and better influence than John Alexopoulos. Most of you remember him as Man Anger. NOSSCAR hit the ground running on NASCAR 15 in August of 2017. Not long after, we were attracting the best of the best to our events, and amongst those drivers was Man Anger. A quiet, soft-spoken man, full of respect and honor. He was a diamond in the rough, well-mannered, and kind and courteous with everyone he met. Always quick to offer his help and assistance without even being asked. The first one to take new drivers under his wing and help them get better. He is NOSSCAR's original Iceman. The level of speed and consistency he showed on track and the level of kindness he showed off track made him a fan favorite and made him stand out above all. 284 starts, 7 wins, 143 top 5s, 251 top 10s, only finishing outside of the top 10 33 times in his 284 race career. Tallied up 12 pole awards, and he won the Season 6 NOSSCAR Thunder Cup Series Championship. After Man Anger passed away over a year ago, our lives changed forever. We realized how short life is and how precious memories and those moments really are. And it just wasn't the same without him. NOSSCAR would rename the Pro Touring Series to the NOSSCAR Man Anger Series to pay tribute to the most respectful driver we've ever had. To make sure his name was never forgotten. The iconic Man Anger #2 logo still sits on our NOSSCAR website banner to this day, and that's where it will stay forever. I can't think of a more deserving person to be the first ever NOSSCAR Hall of Fame inductee. So it is with great honor that I, Tyler McMurder, officially welcome John Alexopoulos into the NOSSCAR Hall of Fame. And now I ask for my colleagues here with me and for the ones in the audience to stay silent for a tribute lap around his home track of ISM Raceway.
Clear of the pits, hammer down. Drop your speed, driver.
Thank you everyone for being here. It's an honor to induct John Alexopoulos, also known as Man Anger, into the Hall of Fame, and it's a big night for us. Let's have a good night. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tyler McMurder. Now, the second inductee is one of my best friends and a great staple of Fatal Motorsports. He did bring Fatal our first championship in the Dirt Series last season. Here to induct Michael Birch is Keith Ayers.
Hello, my name is Keith. I am the 2019 defending NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion. Here to induct my good friend Michael Birch into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Wow, what can you say about the 2019 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series champion? Always a hard racer, and was a great person on and off the racetrack. The year he won the championship, he was, one word, dominant. Out of 20 races, he won 9 times, almost half the races. He was a god on dirt. That performance will go down in history as one of the greatest ever on dirt. Something like that will be often replicated but never duplicated. Although he never found the same although he never found the same success on pavement that he did dirt, he did manage to find the winner's circle in Motormaster and Legends series. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional here.
Doing great, Keith.
Wow. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. Come on, Keith, get with it. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with me. I can't concentrate for some reason.
It's all good.
Motormaster, he did manage to win at least one race, and then Legend Series he won a couple times. Always up front, always battling for wins, always trying to be the first one across the finish line. Just all in out, just a great person. I consider him not just a best friend, but a brother. it's been my great fortune to race with him, and just a great individual, a down-to-earth individual. We've become good. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me?
Okay, Keith.
Both myself and him have become awesome friends through NASCAR and will always be that way. It has been both an honor and a privilege to race with him on a weekly basis and will be missed throughout the NASCAR community. I am so grateful of this opportunity to induct my good friend Michael Birch into the 2019 NASCAR Hall of Fame.
That was Keith Ayers talking about Michael Birch. One of the greatest drivers to ever race on the dirt underneath the NOSSCAR banner and throughout this whole organization. No one has been able to top what Michael Birch has been able to do in a short time. It was a very short career for him in the NOSSCAR. But moving on to our third and final inductee of the night. Back to induct another is Tyler Murder. We are inducting Jordan Green.
Thank you again. It's a big night for NASCAR, and it's a big night for esports in general. NASCAR has cemented its legacy as one of the all-time greatest online racing leagues in history for a console. 17 leagues on 7 different video games and 3 consoles to this day. And when you go back and look at some of the names that have participated with us, not only on PlayStation 4, but on Xbox One and PlayStation 3 as well, 500 plus drivers to go through. And one name that stands out, maybe perhaps arguably above everybody else, is Jordan Green. I have no speech prepared for him, and I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Over the course of the last two to 2.5 years now, I've come to really enjoy racing with Jordan Green. I consider him to be one of my best friends on and off the track here in NASCAR, and I'm really thankful and fortunate that I got to meet him. As humble as you would ever expect someone to be. As respectful and caring and kind as they come. And not only that, but he put the fear in you on the racetrack. He was the cleanest driver you would ever see, but he was lightning in a bottle. He's a 6-time NASCAR champion, all 6 of which came on the NASCAR 15 video game on PlayStation 3, which is where he cut his teeth in NASCAR and where he found most of his success. 347 starts on the NASCAR 15 game under the NASCAR umbrella. 347. 86 wins, 239 top 5s, and 300 top 10 finishes on the dot. It's beyond amazing. It's the second most all-time wins on NASCAR 15, and he holds the all-time record for most pole awards with 130 on that game, spread across the 5 different NASCAR leagues that we have hosted on that amazing game. He has the most all-time NASCAR Elite Series wins with 13, as well as the most pole awards in that series with 19, and top 10 finishes with 40. With those 6 championships I mentioned, one of those is the 2018 NASCAR Elite Series Championship. Full distance races, long seasons. It doesn't get any more challenging and difficult than that. That series, that season is a grind. That may be his biggest accomplishment that he has here in NASCAR. 3 NASCAR Milner Cup Series wins, most all-time pole awards in that series with 13. And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we renamed the Pro Touring Series to the NASCAR Manhanger Series. Well, he went out there and dominated that series. 22 wins, 45 top 5s, 51 top 10s, 30 poles, and 3 championships. And all of those numbers I just mentioned are all-time records. He's arguably the greatest NASCAR Thunder Cup Series driver in history. 21 wins, 65 top fives, and 28 poles. And although he has no championships there, those numbers I just mentioned are all-time records as well. Two-time NOSSCAR X2 Series champion, and that's the very first series NOSSCAR ever sanctioned on any given video game.
Awesome.
He's been there pretty much since the start, and he's become like a brother to me and many others around him. They call him the Lone Wolf. He was the silent assassin on the racetrack. A headset, ladies and gentlemen, but he doesn't use it. I tried to get him to say something before, and he just he lets his driving speak for himself and keeps his nose clean, and that's the way he did things. And I guess something for him was working. 6 championships, 86 wins, like that is remarkable. And it didn't just stop there on NASCAR 15. He went over and gave it a shot in the 2018 NOSSCAR World Championship on F1 2014, 11 starts, 2 podium finishes, and 10 top 10 finishes. He's finished in the top 10 in the big 3 NOSSCAR leagues on games like NASCAR Heat 3 and now NASCAR Heat 4. He's just got a knack for online racing, and he's got all the talent in the world in those 2 hands. He's been a big part of a lot of the memories that we mentioned earlier, and it was an honor to race him on a weekly basis. And although we have some amazing serious memories on the track racing for championships and wins, I'll never forget some of the more funny ones as well. Like, he's gonna kill me for this guy, but by the way, like sending your homestead setup into the group chat by an accident before the championship race. Oh, Jordan, I felt horrible for him. I messaged him right away and said, "Oh no," with a sad face. He was trying to help me out. He meant to go to me. And that's just how nice of a person he was. I was in the Final Four with him that year, and he was still offering to send me a setup. Like, also another funny thing we also needed to do was invite him first to the lobby, or else they would boot him. Just random funny things that you'll never forget. And as I mentioned before, I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. He was my favorite person to race against on NASCAR 15. It was a real honor, and it's an amazing honor to invite and welcome 6-time NOSSCAR champion Jordan Green into the NOSSCAR Hall of Fame.
And welcome to the Hall of Fame for Jordan Green. You know, this event is the first one for NOSSCAR, like I said previously, and it's an honor for me to be host of this with Anthony Trippi at my side. And you know, I guess that's gonna close out the ceremony for the night.
Excuse me, Joe, can I say a few things?
Absolutely.
I just want to go back and talk about the things that Tyler Moy said in his first interview. I never had the opportunity to meet Manning though, but from what I hear, that he must be a great man. He's going to be missed in this NASCAR community for a very long time, and we're always going to remember that number 2 car that he drove.
The same thing with Michael Birch. I remember racing with him on the track, talking to him off the track, and he was just such a good guy, you know.
Yeah.
And he was a cornerstone of Fatal Motorsport. He was a cornerstone.
Yeah, speaking of Michael Birch, me and him might have had our arguments and our fights. We've had our moments, but when we were not fighting, me and he weren't fighting. We were pretty close because part of that fatal band, you know, that, you know, we're all brothers there, and hey, maybe we'll get a female and they'll be brothers and sisters, but that's what Fatal's all about. That's what this league is all about. Families first. We're family.
Hey, I'm just happy he's not changed his name anymore.
I mean, I think we all are.
It was like 3 different name changes in 1 week, wasn't it?
No, I think it's 4, but
Oh, okay. Well, but other than that, anyone else have any closing remarks they would like to make?
The reason why these 3 men have been inducted into the NOSSCAR Hall of Fame is because they were all game changers, not only on the track, but off as well. They earned the respect from their peers by their racing abilities on the track and their level of respect and maturity off. And if you ever want to have someone to lead by example, it's absolutely one of these 3. So if you ever want to try to be like a NOSSCAR driver, try to be like one of these 3 is my recommendation. And that's all I have to say.
Well, that is going to close out the 2019 Hall of Fame induction ceremony from NOSSCAR.